The Egyptian civilization is one of the oldest in the world, dating back at least 5,000 years. So it's no wonder that the Egyptians who chose to settle in the UK brought with them diverse skills and a culture that reflects their rich and ancient heritage. Music and dance are an important part of that heritage, as award-winning percussionist Hossam Ramzi has demonstrated. He started playing the tabla drum when he was just 3 and travelled around the Middle East before arriving in London in the 1970s.
I enrolled myself here in a music college, and my mother, God rest her soul, encouraged me and helped me and gave me lots of money, and she sent me to England, and here I am, 31 years later.
Hossam found fame and fortune playing alongside Western music legends such as Jimmy Page and Peter Gabriel. His success inspired him to delve deeper into his own musical roots, and he started recording the rhythms of his homeland.
A friend of mine whom I met in one of my gigs invited me to go to an Egyptian club where he worked. I didn't know that they had Egyptian clubs in England. And I went and looked, and then I saw the Egyptian music again after something like 6 years of not seeing it. And I thought, my God, why am I looking for other dimensions of music while I already have it? So I did like 180 degrees turn back to my roots.
Life in Britain has also appealed to a number of Egyptian doctors who've been attracted by the UK's world-class medical colleges. Dr. Wafiq Mustafa says he was also drawn by the democratic freedoms enjoyed by Britons, such as freedom of speech, that he did not have as a young man in Egypt. He studied medicine in Cairo and then Edinburgh and Nottingham before setting up his own doctor's surgery in Acton, West London.
When I was young, a teenager, I've had always, like many young people like me in university, a burning ambition to come to England. We were very frustrated, I must say, and we always thought coming to England, particularly England, I don't know, it has had certain attraction. I don't know, because of the language, because we read about it a lot in the papers, and as well because of the historical connection between Britain and Egypt.
British Egyptians have earned a reputation for pioneering new medical techniques, allowing them to make a valuable contribution to their adopted country. Dr. Amin Gorgi arrived with his young family 16 years ago to study gynecology and ended up making Britain his home.
I see this is now my home and where my future is going to be. I think it's very difficult to move again at this stage of my life. I still visit Cairo about 2-3 times a year. I visit the family. I think my kids visit Egypt every year at least, if not more than once. I was there only last month. I'm going again next month. My son is going again next month. I think what I'd like to see my children, that they get the best of two worlds, the best of the culture there and the best of the culture there, the best of what's available there and the best what's available here, and they can make up their own mind in the future, whether they stay in UK, in Egypt, in States, in Europe, wherever they want.
The Christian Coptic Orthodox Church was founded in Egypt in the 1st century, and Coptic Christians form the country's second largest religious group after Muslims. As Egyptians settled in Britain, Coptic churches were established, allowing followers to retain their religious identity.
It's like a social day. We go for the mass and meet with friends, and we usually have lunch together, and we have Bible study. It makes you connected to some extent to Egyptian community in a more religious way. And you got to be connected to some, as you said, bodies or communities. You got to belong to something, and I think this is an important thing in our life. I mean, even Egypt, we used to go to church regularly. So we can't really live without that. And the presence of the Coptic Church in UK helped us to continue with that. It's religious activities, social activities, communication with people and everything. So it's good.
The vast majority of our congregation here are professionals. A lot of them are medics. They've come through as doctors to do the membership in the Royal Colleges here and then have commenced work here in careers. And their children have been brought up here as well. So they have integrated into the system quite well. As a church and as a people, we're not very insular. We actually integrate into the community. We ourselves do a lot of work with our local community here, as well as all of our parishes as well. We've got to realize that our young people, although having Egyptian background and very strong Egyptian roots, are British. And when we serve them as that one integrated personality, which I think makes it a lot more reasonable and feasible.
Dr. Mustafa considers himself a British citizen now, first and foremost, fully integrated into his local community. He's played an active role in British politics, standing as a Conservative Party candidate in both general and local elections.
I try to do my best to help the community and help my fellow Middle Eastern and fellow Egyptians to integrate and to become part of the society. Because I think in this particular circumstance over the last 5 years, it shows there's a big gap of our ability to integrate. I must admit there is something was missing and only appeared over the last 5-10 years that we need to do a lot more to become part of the secular society.
Hossam is hoping his young son Amir Sultan will follow in the family footsteps, learning to integrate his Egyptian heritage into his British life. As well as having produced 27 CDs, Hossam tours the world with his wife Serena, a professional baladi or belly dancer.
Good. I think the reason I am doing my music and presenting it to the rest of the world, first of all, to show them that the music of Egypt and the culture of Egypt is not as different and strange or foreign as much as they thought, and that there is something about it that they can at least share a little bit of understanding with. And that bridges the gaps a little bit.
Baladi dance is the evocative solo dance of an Egyptian woman. A professional baladi dancer, Serena Hossam runs classes from her studio at the couple's Sussex home in East Grinstead. She also runs monthly workshops in London and says they're very popular with Western women hoping to learn more about the ancient rhythms and dance of Egypt.
It's so easy to make a successful album. So many artists have done that, and it goes up and it goes down. But remain true to yourself and remain true to your culture and remain true to your heritage and continue in the right path, and you will get there. It is my duty as an ambassador of my country and as an ambassador of my culture that I present to the people the truth about my people. And I take this upon my shoulders, and I take it as my duty to present the true Egypt to the rest of the world.
Not only has Hossam made a comfortable life for his family by doing something that he feels passionately about, but he's also a shining example of how Egyptians can integrate with the British society without losing their ancestral identity. Through their native religious and cultural heritage, second-generation British Egyptians are unlikely to forget their homeland, while at the same time becoming an integral part of life in the UK.